Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to make a nail art design that I can only describe as some art pieces. Each individual nail has pretty much got some art on it, and it almost feels like a display of art but on your nails. And I feel like if you were to recreate this and kind of like sell them on as press-ons and stuff, you can probably charge quite high for these, because not only are they going to maybe take you a little while to make, but they are very eye-catchy, like unreal. Honestly, the crystals and the shiny glossy top coat and everything just works so well with this set, and I'm just obsessed, and it looks just honestly so cute. So I've showed you guys the gel polish that I'll be using today, but just a quick run through. We've got some bold white from Madame Glam, which is like the best white on the planet. Then I found a tealy blue kind of gel polish, so you want the blue to not be blue, you kind of want it to have greeny undertone, which is what I've got going on right there. And then you want yourself a nudie shade, and that nude is going on the thumb and the middle finger. And then off camera I just apply as many coats as I need for each nail until I'm happy with the opaqueness. And now we can crack on with the fun bit, which is actually the art. So I'll walk you through everything that I'm doing today. On the pinky, we're going to start off with some dots, and I'm using my smallest dotting tool that I have, and I'm just kind of, it looks like I've got a pattern to how I'm dotting, but you don't need to, especially because later we're going to stamp down a flower that's going to take up about 70% of the nail anyways, so it's probably not too required, needed for it to be so perfect and on the dot how it should be. And now, once that's done, we're going to do some French tips. We need 2 today. That's going to be on the thumb and also on the middle finger. So just using that bold white, I'm going to outline my smile line on the, I was going to say on the French tip, on the thumb and also on the middle finger, but I'm not too sure how much of that footage I actually include. But yes, outline it, then colour in the tip. And because the white is so amazing, like 10 out of 10, I don't actually have to do a second coat if I didn't really want to. It's kind of up to you, but the opaqueness is just so amazing. It's a really, really nice thin gel polish, but it's just the coverage is just unreal, honestly. So it looks like I'm showing a bit of that footage on the middle finger as well. So I use or prefer quite a longer brush to do the French tips, as you can see here. I have in the past experimented with different methods and different brushes and all sorts, but this is the one I kind of find the most convenient for me, and that I've been able to just keep repeating and get the same outcome each time, which is obviously what you want. And I haven't invested much money into my brushes, guys. Like, this brush is only, can't remember how much, but it was in a pack on Amazon, like just a random Amazon pack, nothing crazy, probably £10 for a pack of a couple of them, so nothing crazy. And I've had this brush for absolute years. We're probably talking over 4 years now, and it's just been serving me really, really well. So I guess in some ways it shows that you don't always need to spend a lot of money on crazy expensive products in the nail industry to actually end up with some nice, art or colours and stuff. But yes, whilst the other nails are curing onto the ring finger, we're doing this pattern over here with that tealy bluey shade, and I'm only going to do 1 coat of that as well, because we're going to stamp on top too, and I don't have to worry too much about the opaqueness. And in some ways, if it is a bit sheer here and there, it kind of maybe adds to the actual look of it being almost like hand painted kind of, images, art on nails, literally. But then onto the index finger, I'm drawing out this square, and that's going to be a guide of where I want my circle. I have tried to just out of my mind draw a circle, and it always goes wrong. So this has helped me a lot to try and make the circle as symmetrical as I can, and it still isn't always perfect, but it is a little guide. And before I would be kind of way off, and now if anything I'm very close but not just a little bit off. So there's just a little corner here or there that I need to fix up just to get it as perfect as I possibly can. But we will be applying crystals around the edge of that circle that we've created, so again, not too much pressure on getting that perfect curve to the circle, because we will cover it with crystals. Not large crystals though, so don't make the line too squiggly, but yeah. And then onto the thumb, the French tip has been cured, so now we're going to do the same dotted pattern that we did earlier on the pinky, but this time with that bluey teal kind of shade, and then we're going to pop that one in slam for a cure. Once it's out, now it's time to do some stamping, and I've really sped up this footage. I hope you don't mind, but I'm using about 2 or 3 different stamping plates. This one is a Mogu London stamping plate, and they no longer do stamping plates. Unfortunately, I can't direct you anywhere, but you just need a bow, so any plate will do. To grab yourself a bow and stamp that onto the French tip right in the middle of the smile line, I suppose, wherever you feel like it will fit. And then using 2 different shades of blue, so I'm using like a darker blue and a lighter blue. And I'm going to apply both onto my second plate. I actually don't recall the name of this company, but I had to literally import it from the US because they don't sell this in the UK. But they have amazing plates. I love them. And hopefully if you know who they are, then, well, you should know who they are, I guess, or will know who they are based on the colour of the background of that stamping plate, because I find that actually quite unique, and they're the only company that I've found or came across that have a green backing. So if you know, let me know in the comments who the brand is. But that was our second one, and that is like a plaid looking stamping plate. I'm going to have that on pop up on the channel lots more very shortly, with Halloween and autumn coming around the corner, and then after that Christmas. It's literally plaid overload during that time, so you see that plate a million times over. Now on to the third plate. That's the floral one. So this one's the one I got on Shein, and just 10 out of 10. I just can't actually rave about those stamping plates enough. Maybe I should do a quick short on my channel just to show you the few that I've picked up, and they're amazing. Not only are they crazy affordable, like anything and everything is on Shein, but they are great. They pick up lovely. The images that are on the plates are amazing. Like, honestly, no complaints, and I will be definitely repurchasing, and I'm going to try and get as many of their plates as I can, really. Yeah, just 10 out of 10. Literally, I'm pretty sure if you just type in stamping plates on Shein, a bunch of those pop up. I do find that a lot of them say only 5 left and stuff, and they do sell out. So I don't know whether they just have low stock and they kind of upload until they sell out and re-upload, because I have noticed they're re-uploading every so often. Not too sure, but it definitely creates a bit of pressure on wanting to purchase when you see there's a couple left, especially one that you like and really want. So it's worked on me. I've had a couple orders now where I've seen that they are low on their stock, so I did pick up a couple when I maybe wasn't planning to, but no regrets because they are gorgeous. So we've stamped that flower onto the pinky, then onto the next flower is like a tulip with some greeny bits on there as well, like leaves and stuff. So we're going to colour each one in. So we're colouring onto the jelly stamper, and we are using regular stamping polish, so no gel stamping polish, just regular polish. This stuff dries, and because we're using gel polish on our nails, gel polishes leave a tacky layer behind, so that actually helps us transfer the image once it dries on our stamper over. If you were doing it on regular polish nails, then the method is slightly different, because once the polish dries on your nails, it loses its tackiness. So I believe there's a product that you have to apply to create that tackiness, but unfortunately I've never really touched or used regular polish, so I can't comment on that too much, but I'm sure there's some content online for you to check out. But just bear that in mind, because sometimes I get comments and I'm thinking, oh, I meant, regular gel polish kind of stuff, but some people think that I am using regular polish and then try and transfer, and they don't get the results that they're looking for, because that is just a completely different process. But yeah, so once I colour it in, I let it dry, and I let it dry because on some occasion I am quite heavy handed and I will apply a little bit too much polish than it's required, so I need it to dry. And then once it's dry, you can tell because it's no longer so shiny and kind of like 3D looking. Once it's dry enough that you think you can go ahead and stamp, then we're going to stamp that one onto the ring finger. Now, lastly, when it comes to stamping, we've got another set of tulips. Even though they look very similar, they are actually different. I'm pretty sure. I think. Are they? No, they're not. I lied. But I think we're going to colour them in differently. That's probably why it threw me off that it looks different. So the greeny bits are going to be the same shade of green, but the flowers themselves, they're not going to be this light blue and dark blue. They're going to be fully dark blue. So same principle applies, just colour it in, leave it, let it dry, and then once it's ready to stamp, we're going to stamp it in the middle of that bluey egg circle that we've created, and then later on we're going to apply some crystals around there just to create that kind of framed image look on the nails, which we're going to get to in a moment. Then to clean my stamping plates, I use some acetone and the lint-free wipe. That works phenomenally. And then the stamping polishes I'm using is a mixture of Mo You London and Born Pretty. Again, Mo You London no longer does stamping stuff. However, Born Pretty is amazing and super affordable, and I highly recommend whether you're a pro or starting out. Born Pretty stamping polishes are like 10 out of 10 in my opinion. Right, so at this stage we are ready to do some bling and stuff, and I'm sorry because right now the footage is a little bit blurry, so I'm out of frame, but on the thumb on the left hand side I'm going to do a blue flower with some ABs and of course some cavi beads in between and in the center of that flower. So it looks like I keep correcting my position to try and be in frame, but here it goes. And we are using some silver ones. I feel like I've used quite a lot of gold recently on my channel, which is very unusual. I've even purchased some gold jewelry, which is crazy. I don't ever or have never really had that thing for gold, but recently, don't know what's going on. It must just be the trends because I'm just seeing them everywhere and it's just dragging me in slowly and it's working and I am kind of vibing with it, not gonna lie. Now onto the middle finger. That one is going to have a heart AB crystal with some blue flower and another AB on top. And again, we want to also place some cavi beads in between. Massive step, but which is quite time consuming, but it honestly just elevates that design and I can't stop doing it. I love it, and I'm going to do that in between that one as well. And then last but not least, which is the one that's going to take us an absolute lifetime to do, so bear with me whilst we do it. I'm pretty sure that's probably why I've probably fast tracked that footage quite a lot, slash probably even cut it up, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised, but it's quite time consuming and I'm not a fan of actually doing it because of the time, but the final results are just to die for, really. And the caviar beads I'm using are the same as before, but the ABs that I'm picking up are going to be so much more smaller and petite looking, which works so well. I feel like any larger, it's just not going to look too great, and the ABs are ever so slightly larger than the caviar beads, which just again creates that little dainty look and it's just super cute. And I just tried to be a bit lazy here, and rather than using a wax stick to pick up the rhinestones and then my brush to pick up the caviar beads, I started just picking up the rhinestones with the brush, with the gel basically on it to help me pick it up, and it worked really well actually. So happy days, because otherwise I would have had to switch up hands and the brushes every second really. As I pick up one, I got to pick up the other and so on, but that method worked really well. So once I'm happy and the rhinestones are where I want them to be, so obviously before popping it into lamp, readjust everything, straighten it up, curve it around however you want it to make sure it covers any bits you don't want to be seen and stuff. We're going to pop that one into lamp for a cure, so in a moment you will see what the final results look like. Here they are. So now we are going to top coat these beauties and secure our masterpiece in place. So I'm using some Macart glossy top coat and I'm going to apply that all over and cap in the edge. These are going to be press-ons that can be worn, which is lovely, and I am also applying the top coat on top of the rhinestones as well. That just helps with keeping them in place, and it's my currently preferred method on keeping them in place, and I've not had any rhinestone fall off, so 10 out of 10. And sometimes I'll apply another layer just in case, just to really secure that in place. But here are the final results. I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I would love to see you all in my next video. Bye guys!